So what you will say in the research finding is 80% of people said this, 90% of people said that, this person said that. It is clear that most of them are agreeing. It is clear that most of them are disagreeing. You get what I'm saying? You just explain. That is really easy, because you research. You have sent your questionnaire to, let's say, 100 people. Now you have data with you, and then you take question by question and explain. Now that is your research findings. Now that's why I said don't mess that with the discussion, because if you're going to discussion, you have back your discussion with the academic writing. Now then it will stop your flow. Now if you are only discussing your findings, you don't need to find literature, you don't need to back your saying, you don't need to justify. You just can flow your writing. Okay, you take a section of chapter, first section of questionnaire, for an example. So in the first section of questionnaire, always you will have, if you're going for anonymous, you will have gender, you will have nationality, you will have age range, salaries, depending on the research. So the sort of organization, industry. So what you do in that, you say, okay, 95% of the respondents are females who were having the nationalities, and then you say, okay, the standard deviation of the salary was this, so mean salary is this much, average salary is this much. Most of the respondents are from human resource management department, most of them are from operations. So you just have to look at your data, corrected, sorted data, and then write what is there. Isn't that easy? It's easy, not hard. Now, next is discussion. Discussion, now, this is some serious business. All right. Now, what you did in literature review, can you remember you took five or six topics, subtopics, and based on those topics, you developed your questionnaire or interview, and now you have discussed. Now you have to link the theory that you have explained in the literature with your findings. Now, this should be very strong. This is the main part of your research paper. Okay, now suppose if I say, okay, in Sri Lanka, 95% of expatriates are being sent without proper training. So then I have to say, okay, this could be this, and in 1988 said reasons for not doing this. You have to back your argument, your discussion with the existing literature. That is how you justify it. So what you do is saying, okay, I'm saying this, don't try to question me because these people are also saying this. These people also said that before. So you're justifying, you're backing yourself for saying or discussing. Now, if you add this into the findings, two things will happen. You will lose the flow of the ease of writing the findings, and also you are diluting the strength of the discussion. That's why I said I prefer to have findings separately and the discussion separately. It will make your life easy and your research paper will look very strong, because people will not go and read. Many of you all will not read about the findings. They'll read about the discussion, because that's what's important. That is your finding. That is your new thing. And then when you come to discussion also, try to, if you can bring in those same subtopics and try to prove your arguments, what you said in the literature. Now, literature review is critical, I forgot to tell that when you're writing the literature review, you have to be critical. What you mean by critical means if you have write positive things as well as negative stuff. Suppose I'm saying my research says training has a positive impact towards adjustment, but I need to put on I will need to bring in the arguments which are against. Some people have done research saying, okay, there is no relationship. You have to add that also. But Now, in the discussion, if you see a positive relationship, you can say, despite of Nancy or Andrew and Peter's arguments in these years, my research is agreeing with these people, and then bring in those arguments, bring in those positive scholars who has agreed with you. Now your discussion is done. It's easy, but it is serious business. And finally, the recommendations and conclusions. Yeah, sure. The findings and recommendations and conclusions. So recommendations are, what you build up, what you are talking about, and what you're recommending. Conclusion is not serious business. What you do, you summarize what you have been explaining in the discussion, and then wrap up. That's your research paper.